For the fourth stage of development, we are officially going from static position to active by adding side-to-side footwork to your forehand loop. And inside the DTT framework, the component to modify is footwork. The theory for this stage of development is called the power pocket. And the power pocket is the position that allows you to put the most power and control into the ball. And there's a position with regards to side to side. And there's a position with regards to in and out. And putting your shot in the power pocket is the best way to ensure that the quality of your forehand loop is unchanged when you're implementing footwork. Now, I want to talk about implementing footwork, which is going to consist of 2 steps to the left or 2 steps to the right. And executing the forehand loop is now more difficult because it's going to require 2 steps before you make contact with the ball. If you're going to be moving from left to right, this is the proper footwork step. That actually went fast, but I'll slow it down. And what you're going to do is start out with picking up the left foot. And as the left foot lands, you're already picking up the right foot. And when the ball hits the table, you should have your stroke loaded. And top of the bounce meets the middle of your stroke. And this is reverse if you're moving from right to left. And it looks like this. And that consists of picking up the right foot. And as the right foot is landing, you're already picking up the left foot. And when the ball hits the table, you have your stroke loaded. Top of the bounce meets middle of your stroke. And this stage of development will be very difficult without being able to establish a high-level concept that helps you understand how to move the ball properly, which leads me to the next theory that talks about when to move to the ball properly, and that's high-level anticipation. Top players have broken down high-level anticipation into 4 major categories, and I'll explain them. Now, taking a look at a regular shot, it's hard to see the components, but they're right there. And the first one is loading in effort. And this lets you know whether or not your opponent is going to play the ball soft, medium, or hard. And since you already know what effort they're going to use, you should have little to no anxiety. The second component is committing to a position. And before contact is made, they have to make a body commitment to the ball, meaning if they're going to play cross court or down the line. So you can look at the racket angle, but the racket angle originates from the body position. The third component is making contact with the ball, and this is the truest moment inside the entire process because now the ball is on a racket. And freeze framing this moment allows you to have an idea of what racket angle yields a certain position on the table. And last but not least, the fourth component is following the line of the ball, and this is more of an afterthought. This is as perfect a situation that you can create so that you understand what's happening when your opponent is hitting the ball and how you should respond accordingly. The first exercise consists of playing to your partner's forehand, and they're going to play 1 ball to the forehand, 1 ball to the middle. And this drill helps you reinforce developing your forehand loop, moving right to left, left to right, timing the ball, making contact at the top of the bounce, and using high level anticipation. That's a lot. Your reference point for moving after using high level anticipation is when the ball hits the table, your right foot needs to be there. When the ball hits the table, your right foot has to be there. And this allows you to respond to the ball in real time. And if you don't move enough to the left, you're going to end up cramping that loop and hampering the quality. And if you don't move enough to the right, you're going to end up overextending your arm and hampering the quality. Another great piece of advice for this exercise is make sure that your footwork steps aren't shallow, because what this does, it allows you to properly line up your shot to make sure it's in the power pocket.